Good morning, folks. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome to FYI. It's the 23rd day of August. From around the world, it's somebody's birthday. So happy birthday. And in particular, it's a friend of mine birthday today, Isan. Happy birthday to you, Isan. All the very best. Peace and power, long life and strength. Lots of riches too, folks. Lots of riches to Isan. Happy birthday. Let me celebrating a birthday too. Wherever you're joining us from, happy birthday to you as well. Hope you guys have a fantastic day today. Good to have each and every one of you on the live. I see we have Icing Kosher is here with us. Beatrice Selby, of course, uh, uh, Edward Brooms, Edward Gonzalez, Edward Brooms here as well. Debbie Collins, I see German Griffith, Patricia Graves, Andy Goodman is here too. Claire Alexis Charlie Richmond is here as well. Claire, how are you doing? How are those activities shaping up around your end? Folks, we're coming into Labor Day here in the US of A, and we know that in Brooklyn in particular, that region 11, there's lots of activities happening all the time. Lots of guys are going to be involved too. We're going to try and see and some of that for you because we know how you all fast, of course. We know how you all fast. Good to see you, Fred Mason, Victoria Singh, and Samo Williams. Good to see you. I see Troy Fraser's here too. Troy's in the house. Rihanna Mingo. Good to see you guys as well. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. Folks, we're so happy that we launched our drone project, and we're going to show you how it's so important um, as we move forward, because so many of you have reached out to us, and we are halfway where we need to be. We are halfway where we need to be, and I really want to thank you guys for supporting in this way. We just pitched the idea at you, and you guys jumped on board right away. And again, we're going to be sharing that link with you folks. For those of you who still want to contribute, we're going to share that link with you again. And all our other platforms remain available for you guys to make a contribution, whether it's Cash App, it's Zelle, it's PayPal, it's MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. All of those avenues are still open to you, but we are bringing on stream the facility that allows us to also receive contributions for those who might have a debit card or you might have a credit card. We have that facility now where you guys can contribute to our program via that platform as well. And so we're going to put that link out there this morning as well. But all the other platforms remain available as well. Again, I would for this exercise, for this project, I would refrain from people donating directly on YouTube, because YouTube goes with a percentage of that. Even though we're grateful for them hosting us like this, every cent we want to go towards this particular project here, so that we can procure this piece of equipment as soon as we can. So, guys, we're gonna put that link up very shortly, and we're gonna again pin it to our Facebook page, our main Facebook page. We can do it to all, and we're also gonna pin it to our YouTube channel as well. One of the favorite places we like to meet with you guys. We're gonna pin it those two places. So share the live. We're about to start. We are about to commence, folks. We got a lot to talk about in relation to land in Guyana. We got quite a few things to talk about on that front. Guys, so share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well, folks. And we want you guys to partner with us, especially on this particular project concerning procuring this drone. And we're going to show you towards the end of the program why is it so important for us to do that. Why is it so important for us to do that? A couple of persons did ask us, and we were able to tell them, did ask us privately, that is. We were able to say to them, this is what we want to do. And we know that they're going to come and they're going to help us. So just give me a quick second. Let me see if I can do this from my end. Yep, I think we can. So for those of you who have your Visa and debit cards, well, debit or credit cards, let me put in that note here so people know. All right, 1 second, folks. We'll be working on the fly this morning. Working on the fly. But we have quite a bit of information we want to share with you guys this morning. And it's very, very important information. So stick with us, folks. And I think we will have it there. I think we will have it there. And we're going to make sure that we also We also pin that link on our YouTube channel as well. So bear with us, folks, as we go through the paces. It's that kind of morning where we are working on the fly. But good to have each and every one of you here joining us this morning. I'm craving some ginger tea. You pull up a cup of something with us wherever you're joining us from, folks. Pull up a cup of something with us, and let's go. Let's proceed. Down the road we go. Quite a bit of information, and when we see some things happening, as we often see here, individually, they might not look like much, but when we take them together, you kind of see a narrative emerging. You kind of see a pattern emerging, right? And Sing and the other folks who are with us, you kind of see some things emerging, and you have to take note of it. So those folks who are now joining us via some more of the Facebook pages that we are going through to, we want to welcome you guys as well. Welcome to our broadcast. For your information, FYI, it is the 23rd day, folks, of August. Believe it or not, the 21st day of August. Good to see you, Beverly Booker. Good to see you, Heaven Faith. How are you doing there? Good to see you as well. And all the other folks joining us from all over the world. We want to thank you for being here with us, guys. Some of you are coming in after a long night. Some of you are heading to work. Some of you are in between. Some of you are maybe home studying, home writing, home thinking, heading to school, perhaps. We want to thank you for spending this time here with us. Good to see you, Claudette Haynes and Gloria Fraser. Good to see you as well, Gloria. Gloria from Diamond and the East Bank. Good to see you, Gloria. Hilali Cock is here as well. Good to see you, Gail. Gail is joining us from New Jersey. Good to see Gail here on the live. You all know how we say it. I've been stretching to touch this keyboard. On the live. Good to see so many of you on the live this morning. Sharon Mercurius, you here as well. Audrey Ward is here too. I see Conroy Tull is here. Sabrina Doris is here as well. Good morning to all of you folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And as I said, we want you guys to bear with us, and we invite you guys to continue to make your contributions to our drone project. We're just about halfway there. We're just about halfway there. I figured initially that we were going to take about a week or two. Let me make sure I'm sending it. Yeah, about a week or two to get here. And I think we can do it in 2 days, week or two. Right? I underestimated y'all. I think we're just about halfway to where we need to be. As I said, all of the other platforms are available for those persons who might have a Visa or might have a debit or a credit card. See how we're backward and limited. Might have a debit or a credit card. We can share a link with you. For those of you who might be new to donating to our program here, send us a quick message on WhatsApp and we can send you the link, or we can send you more information on how you can contribute via Zelle or PayPal, MMG, MoneyGram, Western Union. We can send you guys that information so that you can be a part of helping us procure a drone to lift the production value of what we do here. Oftentimes we are in a position, we're in a place where we can't show you guys the scale of what is happening, right? Because we're so limited. We're on the ground and you need a bird's eye view, right? And not only that, sometimes accessing some areas, prove very, very hazardous to us. But if we have the right equipment, we can do that. We got to work smarter and not harder. So, folks, we want to thank all of you. Thanks for the thing. Those of you who've already made a contribution to this. I'm hesitant with calling out the names because some of y'all fast, and some of y'all we add in, they must give 50,000 US. We want to thank all of you who have contributed to this project so far. I want to go on maybe latest by weekend, be able to come back to you guys and say, ta-da! So welcome to each and every one of you folks to our broadcast. I want to get into some of what we're covering this morning very quickly. Again, welcome to FYI, wherever you're picking up our broadcast from, wherever you are joining us from this morning. We're happy to have all of you folks here with us. Happy to have you folks here. You got a little bastard. A little too excited this morning. We have almost at halfway mark, folks. Almost at halfway mark, and this is going specifically towards that. And I'm looking forward to be able to come back and say to you guys, look what we did together. Look what we did together. I want these numbers to count for something. We ain't wasting time here. Whole set of people pouring on the live, and then we got, some of you don't even want to tip the waiter. The folks are not here Big on tipping. Big on tipping. Folks, I have a haircut pending later on today. I think officially this is the longest I've ever been out of Guyana, and especially the longest I've ever been to the US. I've always come for 2 or 3 days. Quick, 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 quick. I'm going back home. But we got so much to do. Parliament is in recess, but we're still working. We're still working. And we're trying to connect some dots behind the scenes to help us to do what we do even better. And this Dawn project is just one of those things that can help us to lift the content value that we provide for you here, because we know how much you guys rely on valid, credible information. That being said, Trump said he'll be happy as we turn our attention to some of what we're following internationally. Trump said he is going to be happy, very happy, to surrender to authorities tomorrow in Georgia. You know, he's on his 4th indictment in a matter of months. 4th. Yeah. It's interesting to see how much the world is changing. In US politics, you had a little blemish, a little infraction against you, and you were out like South. You know, you were out like South. As we start this morning with international news, Trump said he's looking forward to be proudly arrested tomorrow. He's going to be proudly arrested tomorrow. This is by the folks in Georgia, you know, to answer in the initial phases to that indictment, those indictment charges, the number of them, himself and 19 co-conspirators are being held accountable for their actions in trying to overturn the results of the US 2020 general and regional elections. Yeah. And imagine Pompeo went by our side, trying to bully us and strong arm us. And his government was doing worse. All we said is, wait, we want to, I heard Mr. Granger said repeatedly, we will await the result of the recount, and they'll be guided by the actions of CHICAM. That's what he said. We had our own cases in the court of electoral fraud, but it's more than 2 years now, not one conviction. We know those were bogus, those were trumped up. Right? The folks at this end got the evidence. And that's why they don't pursue things like indictment against a former president so easily. You must know things must be so egregious. But got the evidence. But Trump says he's proudly looking forward to what comes next. Yep. Proudly looking forward to what comes next. I like Trump. He's a gift. Kind of like a fun. Right? Perhaps more, perhaps less. Buffoonery. Kind of like a fun. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. Right? Remember Forrest Gump? Life is like a box of chocolate. You just never know what you're gonna get. Folks, as you come on the broadcast, share the live, smash that emoji button for us. A couple of things we're covering at our end this morning. We're gonna delve into some of what we're covering regionally, because we see one of the incoming UNC councils there in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I think I got a little bias in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, I haven't spent some time there. I feel I got a little bias. But that's the news we're seeing this morning coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. A UNC counselor is in trouble. We want to welcome all of you. Folks, the folks are bringing in some, is it Starbucks? But look, story here now. See, this is the place where breakfast comes and reaches you. What flavor are we having? We're having some Starbucks. This is what? Iced tea? Oh, my Lord. Look, nice time. The people are telling me to stay. But I'm coming back because we got to fight some people together. So we got some Starbucks iced coffee coming in live and direct. Nice time. Uncle Sam treating me nice. And then we got some pastry here. This is the mushroom. Yeah, this is made from mushroom and egg and kale. This is fantastic. I had my doubts. I had my doubts with mushroom and eggs mixed together. So had my doubts. But the folks, you see, breakfast came and met me this morning. And we had to stand in no line here, you know, for Starbucks. We was not there for seat, come for seat. We have some iced tea and we're having some mushroom with eggs. Nice time, folks. Nice time. So, touching on some stuff we're covering in the region. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. We have some wonderful, kind people. Thank you, sir. Breakfast has come to reach us, folks. So we're gonna sample some of this. Taste already. You know, some of y'all been dribbling right now. Guys, some of what we're picking up. Some of what we pick up. We're having a working morning at this end. You know, afraid I eat. I am afraid to eat publicly as I eat so like a little lamb. But that being said, some of the stuff we're picking up in the region, folks. Some of what we're picking up in the region. The UNC councillor is in little trouble this morning. He's one of the new incoming ones. You all know Trinidad had a local government election on the 15th of August, a couple of days ago. Right? Probably see one for the whole thing behind me, one move on, the nation to build, all that good stuff. But this UNC councillor, this is an opposition councillor. He's with the United National Congress in Trinidad and Tobago, UNC. Apparently, he did some, a couple is accusing him of assault. A couple there in Trinidad and Tobago, they're accusing him of assault among some other things. Let me make sure I get it right for you. Yeah, so this is Adrian Ali, Councillor Adrian Ali of the borough of Chaguanas. And he has thus far refused to comment on these allegations that he threatened and harassed a couple. And beyond that, he drew a licensed gun. He got a Nigel in him. He got a Damrel in him. He drew a licensed weapon at a woman at her workplace in central Trinidad. But he has refused thus far to comment. He has refused to comment. We're going to see how this goes. Part of the takeaway from this, folks, it's not every society like ours, you know. Accountability, transparency, good governance actually means something to people. It's not everybody like we. It's not everybody like us. And so he's going to be held to account for his actions. And the fact that he's refusing to comment, some folks are saying, it might lend to the veracity of what we're hearing. Assault, threats being made, right? Battery. Put on the law books a little while, but one of them, is it battery? Is the apprehension that force is going to be applied to you. When you see a man with a gun, what do you think can happen? You think you're reading the Bible? Right? One is the application of force, and one is the perception. Right? I think y'all help me outside looking bad out here. Assault and battery. One is force applied, and one is the apprehension, the contemplation, the fear that something's going to happen. You just come in, and now we have these revelations. There are places in this world that accountability, good governance, transparency, it means something. Not because you're in government, not because you know someone, you got connection. You're going to get a free pass. And so Mr. Ali, he's in hot waters, as I said, folks, refusing to comment. Adrian Ali, UNC councillor, borough of Chaguanas in Trinidad. Yep, we're going to watch and see how this one comes out. We're going to watch and see how this one goes. But closer to home, folks. Closer to home. And I said to you that we've been covering some issues. And when taken separately, they might not seem like much. But when taken together, you know, a narrative starts to emerge. I'd like to leave you to draw your own conclusions this morning, perhaps. Perhaps. Oh, there's something here, boy. Starbucks got to roll in with a little sponsorship. They got to roll with a little sponsorship. So when taken separately, right? When taken separately, it mightn't mean much, but together, as I said, a kind of picture, bring in my little Trini accent there, a kind of picture starts to emerge. Right? 3592. Of course, if you all know anything but the 592, you know never an easy day. This never an easy day around these parts. Winston Mirage, Forbes, Gale, Pinky Carr, never an easy day. Ram Sing Sing, Naomi Drucker. Naomi said, drink, Sharon, drink. American Life Nice. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you what I'm drinking here. Folks, I just play for the effect. I just play for the effect. It's a nice time at this end. But we're watching what's happening where you guys are. We are watching, right? The light one says the UNC is a rowdy party with Kamala at the head, right? Margaret Nelson says, look, Margaret and I will be talking. They concern me, right? They're talking about the nice time we having at this end. I want to eat my fancy thing here, a la something. While it is hot, I can feel it hot and sizzling here. But I can just be so messy. I can just be so messy and self-conscious. But with the 592, folks, right? Kamala. Thank you, Delight One. Kamala. Thank you so much. I'm bringing up in syllables for y'all, boy. Mia Miller. Right? Mia Miller. It's like going back with some weight, girl. Flesh and blood reveal it to you. I thought I got some time on my hands. I'm actually going to pick up on my exercise regimen. Hasn't worked out so well thus far. Has not worked out so well thus far. Agre Delon March is joining us. And folks, wherever you are joining us from this morning, we're so happy. Kyle Bino is here with us, and we got quite a few folks joining us this morning. Kyle and Gail, and I see Margot George is here. Yvonne Ramasar is here. We have some extra light. I'm very conscious about this thing. Kind of heavy here, but we can't control it right now. So, allow a little brightness. Some heavy light there. Right? Some heavy light there. Rita Cummins is here. Karen Gittins, the light one, Doris David. Cecile Ogle is here as well. Good to have all you folks on the live this morning. P. Alicock is here. Good to see you. P. Alicock. Good to see you. And then everybody having the whole conversation in the comment section. It's two shows in one, but good to have you folks here with us on the live, picking up on some of what we're following in Georgetown. When looked at separately, might mean much. Might not mean much, but when taken together, there's a long-running land issue, a Chinese landing. There's a community in the interior of our country. I think the Carib people, might be wrong, I can correct myself just now, settle here predominantly, of our indigenous brothers and sisters. The Carib people settle here. When we were doing history, what are some of the local history books you read? History and terms of Guyanese history. What are some of those local history books? One that I think I remember correctly. I'm not too voluminous. Is it Virti Daily? Making of the Guyanese people, something of that sort. I remember the title correct. I'm seeing it, this kind of greenish, mauve color book. Making of Guyana, making of the Guyanese people. Right? So we need to pick up on the history. This issue of Chinese landing in the interior of our country has been a long-running one. As I said, I think it's the Carib who generally settle in this particular area. Predominantly, I think it's the Carib. And in particular, the area where this mining is happening is an area called Tassawini. I like some of these indigenous words. Tassawini. That sounds so elegant, in our colloquial context. Where our indigenous brothers and sisters have a right to the land, but they're not even being allowed, you see, to exploit the resources from their own land. You have things called force and informed consent. You got to get the okay from them to come to mine and so on. People don't care about that. The government sending their own people, right? Friends, family, and favorites. Could you imagine? You are wealthy, right? I ain't talking about Kardashian kind of wealth. I'm talking to you about Elon Musk kind of wealth. I'm talking to you about Jeff Bezos kind of wealth. Right? This is money that 10,000 generations can spend out. That kind of money beneath their feet. But they can't even exploit it because they're not even being permitted to do that. You know, the apex Caribbean lyricist Bob Marley says, belly full, but we're hungry. Rich in resources, but prevented from exploiting them to their own benefit. That's like neo-slavery. Right? That's like neo-slavery. So I hope you are picking up on your history. One of the international commissions, I think it's the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. Could you imagine the court system again was giving them no justice? They had to pursue this matter internationally. A decision was handed down, and then the government vacillating on whether they want to implement the decision of the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. And in today's papers, in today's Starbucks News in particular, they're picking up on this issue because the village committee in this area, this is the Chinese Landing Village Council, rather, said that it is not budging from its position that a particular miner who's mining on the land, and Starbucks News named Wayne Vera, right? Starbucks News named Wayne Vera as the miner who has been mining on this land for decades, enriched for decades from this land. This Chinese Landing Village Council says they don't want him on the land. They don't care what the government says. Let me quote part of what Starbucks News says. The council in a statement on Monday referenced an August 17th news article, right, which it said inaccurately reported it as saying it was not opposed to mining by Vera, but only wanted the outside miners on his concession to leave. No. The Chinese Landing Village Council said that they are opposed to Vera mining there, and that is not going to change. Right? They went on to say in this statement that miners on Vera's concession, sometimes called outside miners, because they are not from the village and they are employed by Vera or its agents. They go on to say, we have long been opposed to mining by Mr. Vera, and our position has not changed. We have long been opposed to mining by Mr. Vera, and that has not changed. Our village has for decades opposed Mr. Vera mining, and we will continue to do so. Decades. Now, I have nothing against this person, Wayne Vera. I don't even know who the person is. If I see them in a police lineup, I wouldn't even know them. But here is our indigenous brothers and sisters saying, this land belongs to us, and there's no contention with that. There's no contention with that. Right? But it's the imposition by an administration of his friends, family, and favorites. That is mind-boggling. You see? That is mind-boggling. And the Chinese Landing Village Council went on to say that even the GGMC, or rather the GGDMA, this is the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association, seriously mischaracterized the situation in the village recently. They went in there and said, everything all right. Everything all right. Right? Because the GGDMA, this association, said that Mr. Bear has not been mining on this land, or has been prevented from mining on this land for the past 12 years. The Chinese Landing Village Council said that is inaccurate. That's what they said. They said that is inaccurate. Now, if I got to believe between our indigenous brothers and sisters, you see, our indigenous brothers and sisters, and what some government-controlled body is saying, whose side do you think I taking? Huh? Orwin Dunn, whose side do you think I'm taking? As I said to you folks, when you take these issues in isolation, they don't seem like much. But I want to show you, and you'll be familiar with this graphic, some of what we've been covering over time on issues pertaining to our indigenous brothers and sisters. Let's take a quick walk through it. We've shown you on these platforms, and we'll continue to show you, issues that happen at a place called Little Canubali, Santa Cruz, Moruca in Region 1. Again, indigenous brothers and sisters saying, the people, the PPP, has put in charge over them, not looking after their affairs. But there's nepotism, there's corruption, thievery is happening. We've covered that. Here's the issue we just spoke about, the issue of Chinese Landing and the Carib community there and others. This mining that is happening at Tatsawini, Region 1. A similar issue persists at Isenaru. A similar issue persists there. And similar to Chinese Landing, an international body handed down a decision on that matter there at Isenaru. Now there's an Akawayo community there. This is now Region 7, Middle Mazaruni, right? The Inter-American Commission on Human Rights handed down a decision there. And folks, just as a point of correction, the Chinese Landing issue, because I see it in the note here, is the UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. That is the committee that handed down the decision for Chinese Landing, right? And that is the decision that we are bound to as a country because we've signed on to all of these international charters and what have you. And it's kind of dancing around it now. And take a sip of my Starbucks iced coffee. Good. We're dancing around it now. But a similar situation persists at Isenaru, right? A similar land and mining situation persists also at Marudi Mountain, in the Marudi community. This is Deep South now, Region 9. And because we've talked about these issues over time, we just put them down in this little graphic format so we can remember. And then again, some issues of indigenous governance in their community persists at Wiki Kalkuni, Region 10. Darren Adams them could talk to us about that. And at a place called Hururu in Region 10. And this is not an exhaustive list. Brothers and sisters, this is not an exhaustive list. But I want you to see that we have been following and we have been chronicling over time what has been happening. Now, this is not fake news. This is information we see that is shared, that is ventilated in the public press. And we document. Again, in isolation, Chinese Landing. In isolation, oh, it's only Isenaru. In isolation, it's only Marudi Mountain. But when taken together, it forms a picture of the kind of callousness of an administration. It paints a picture of how they don't care for indigenous brothers and sisters. And folks, they ain't give it us neither. They do not care about us either. So don't comfort yourself with that false promise that they give a damn about you and me. That's why we're here. And this whole situation here with Chinese Landing. Right? That's why we're here. And you think it's only our indigenous brothers and sisters? In today's papers, In today's newspapers, they tell us the folks from Caneview, Mocha, Caneview, Mocha, they have taken the authorities to court for the infringement on their own land. You remember when bulldozers went in there, broke down those people's houses under the pretext that the houses were in the way of a road they want to build? We know that is not so. We know that is not so. That is one of the places that we went to. And we wished we had a drone because of the sheer scale of the landscape, the amount of houses. And we wanted to give you folks a bird's eye view of where the road is running and where the people are living. Because what we saw there with our own eyes, these people weren't in the way of any road. They were not in the way of any road. But the administration wanted us to believe that. The administration wanted us to believe that because it fits into their narrative of why they were bulldozing the people there from Caneview, Mucka. So the folks have taken them to court. Some of the residents there have taken them to court. And they want, I think they're asking for $200 million in compensation for their losses. And we're going to be picking up on this some more because we did so much work in Mucka covering this story, bringing you guys valid and credible information. Right? And we can give you guys a reminder visually with some of the video footage that we have, what really transpired there, because this is still a live issue. It's in the court system now, and they want $200 million in compensation. So we got our indigenous brothers and sisters a little up the road. Right? We got Caneview, Mocha. All this is in today's papers, you know. I'm not plucking things out of thin air to come and sensationalize. These are issues that are being ventilated in the public as we speak, nationally. Now, if you're like the indigenous, you're like the Afro guy, is who you like, man. In this one Guyana, who you're like. And I can tell you about success on the East Coast. We talk about Amelia's Ward and the broken down that they did in there. Yeah? Who you are like? I kind of feel like it's poor people that don't like. Right? I can tell you all when we went to Parika Dam, Jetty, I had some folks visiting. When the folks from Jetty called me, and we went in there, I took them along to show them, because sometimes I know you folks in the diaspora. The man, y'all, tingin. Things can't be so bad. When I took them, and they saw the people and listened to the people, and view how they lived in Jetty, they had a different perspective altogether. I wish I could carry more of you. Because like when y'all come home, y'all only see Princess Hotel and Marriott and so on. But there are grave issues that are occurring every day. Friends, family, and favorites. The people at Jetty on a piece of real estate that nobody was concerned with for decades. Until we discovered oil, and until somebody decides, I can take that as show base. Who vex? I can take that as show base. And so, the people of Jetty have now become expendable. Like the people of Caneview, Mucka have become expendable. Like the people at Chinese Landing, Tassawini. Like the people at Isenaru, Marudi Mountain, and other places. They have become expendable because the government says, you're going to have your say, we have a way. You're going to have your say, but we're going to have our way. They like to see land. They don't like to see land. As we're talking about that, good folks. Last evening's broadcast, we showed you what is happening at Chimeri on the periphery of the airport. You see that them books I buy my Austins? On the periphery of the Cherry Jagan International Airport. Dr. Jagan must be rolling in the grave. Must be somersaulting when he see the hardships that an administration is bringing on its people. You are selling on the facade there of the airport, and they cannot work out and reason with you amicably in terms of moving from there because they want to expand, they want to beautify, what have you. No. Them boys just come one them, build a wall to block you out. Amen, so let it be. Is that different? Huh? From putting people in a concentration camp, putting them in some gas chambers, and forgetting about them, erasing them. You build a wall and you say, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. Take a look at what we saw. And then we have an addition to that. Just stay with us. Take a look at what we saw.
Just imagine, you could imagine this is my shop, okay? This is my store. My store of glass and all these things, right? You can imagine this. And you just take a look at what they're doing to my store right now, okay? You just take a look at what they're doing to my store. My store of glass on it, all right? And this is what they're doing to my store. This is how this government, and this is how the airport authority, my sympathy, love, this is how the airport authority, they don't care about poor people. They do not care about people. So this is what they're going to do now. Put a big wall in front of my glass. Okay, just take a look at this. Tell me if this could be right. This could be right. They could have put the wall across this one side on the airport, but they just want to be vindictive. So this is what they're doing to my store. Okay? Just hiding away all my beauty, money that I spent on my store. This is what they're doing. Okay? So this could be right. I just want the world to see how our government is treating us. Okay? That is what I need them to see. Alright? So just pass it on.
Folks, beyond that wall, there is no space to walk, you know. It's not like you can walk along at the back. It's not like you can walk along at the side. They're just walling them off. What to y'all happened to y'all? Anybody tag Biden yet? I hear they're coming to Washington next month. Anybody tag Kamala Harris? Let's see what's happening. But that's only part of it. They have other things that are happening in Chimeri as well. In Chimeri North, for instance. It's an issue we saw our sister Simona Brooms touching on. And also we saw our sister Lurdy Nesta touching on it as well. Quite recently. Where some men just alighted from somewhere and claiming huge tracts of land there in Chimeri North, where people are living and have lived for a number of years. Folks, in this one Guyana, all is not well, you know. In this one Guyana, all is not well. All is not well. I want to show you guys some of that. All is not well in this one Guyana. What's happening there? Chimeri North. Again, some of this, the context will be provided by our sister Lurly Nesta. She actually had a live with Annette Ferguson, Member of Parliament, Shadow Minister for Housing, on this very matter, I think with Simona Brooms as well. And then Simona, boots on the ground there in Chimeri, is going to cover some of what is actually happening on the ground there in Chimeri. So take a look, folks, and take a listen. Some what's happening there.
Serious development at Chimeri North. We know that there has been, Annette will be privy to this information more than I do, but I have traversed, I've campaigned in that area from 2011. Before then, 2006, I've been there. Is a place that I know.
Yes.
And so, and that is why Minister Brooms reached out to me, because she knows that I've campaigned heavily back there for throughout. And
Yes.
so the airport, we know that Tamari Airport has expanded, and there was an expansion project which took in a large area of land, and a large area was identified to be part of the expansion project. However, the expansion project is finished, and a large section of that area has been left open. And the Guyana Constitution said the land belongs to the tiller. The land belongs to the people. And so Guyanese who are hard pressed and bent and can't get land in their own country decided maybe 2-3 years ago to go on the land that is already there, not being used. The airport is finished, nothing is going on, and to start putting up their place. Many of them, you might have seen on the live, have been applied for house lot, was it 10, 16, how many years back?
Yeah.
To date, they have not been called. I don't know which government is responsible, but all who've been there responsible. And so these people, as decent citizens, went to occupy those lands. Many of them have invested huge sums of money. If you see the live, you would see the foundation, you would see the structures there. And according to what I was told today, these people were suddenly being the entire area. You have more than 20 some pieces of parcels of house lots there. People put down their structures. But these people was awakened today by two people coming to claim, two people who it is alleged are affiliated with the PPP government, who decided that the land belonged to them. And so they will take the entire plot of land. And so they've decided to enclose. Could you imagine this? To build a fence, to erect posts, to build fence from one end to the next, to enclose the people and take them over. Take over whatever they have there, and the land is theirs. You've heard the live. You've probably watched it. If you didn't watch it, I think you should. And so these two people, who is alleged to be affiliated to the PPP, decided they must take the land and everything that the people put down there. If that is not bullyism, we have seen Hillfoot. We have seen Pleasance. Where else we've seen on it?
We saw Hillfoot, Pleasance. We saw Mocha.
We saw Mocha.
We saw them flooded the lands at Success when
We
they
saw
came in
Success.
September of 2020. Yes.
What is the land that
And then now they're targeting the people at Plastic City on the by Freedom Hoop area there on the west.
let's talk about the land that General Kojo left at Kingley. Kingley. Yeah, that was the government. The Kingley was the government's direct involvement of what I believe is land grabbing of people's land. That was Kingley. And I made a point on a prior live that if the government, when you set bad precedents, things happen. And I like to talk about me not wanting to set bad precedents. And so when the government went and tried to strong arm Kingley and take away the land left by former slave Kojo, ancestral lands, Lincoln Lewis's family's land.
Yes.
When the government went to do that, well, then it's open season for everybody. If the government could do it, I could do it as a private citizen. And that is what is happening. And so you now have two private citizens who have decided, because they're alleged to be connected to the government, that they can now go and take over that land. They have a right to grab it. They have a right to grab it because they are connected. And so when I watched the video, I was moved to tears because who did I see? And it's the same picture over and over again. Who did I see? The majority of the people who were affected, who crying out for help, who crying out because these people are bullying them. It's a set of average Black people in this case. And I am saying these folks are not even concerned about the optics.
Yes.
They're not even concerned. I am asking the minister responsible for housing to step in and let these people take their foot off them people. We can't get ordinary Guyanese crying out like that to other people like if them is their master.
I want people to understand why all these people out here today. People living here for years. Yes. Should talk your mind, sir. So I want the viewers to understand what is going on. These people building, you can see it's a beautiful community right away wrong. And all of a sudden, persons came here in a vehicle, said from there to Mary, and put in cameras and put fence around their fence. And look, somebody here was really campaigning for their structure. They said vote PPC, if you could see, right? This person campaigning heavy, right? Right, the person here, this particular person here, right? They got a campaign slogan still, but now to Mary here, the same PPP collecting the land according to them. So now this mom, I got to paint off, we vote PPPC. So I don't know who's the owner, but you're gonna they might change this. Oh, it can change tomorrow. The master tomorrow, the sign gonna come down. People, as you could see, listen, there's a whole set of people, but I want the viewers to understand. Because if we stand up and talk in one place, they're not gonna understand. So what's happening here? Just like you see in Hillfoot, just like you see in Muko, just like you saw, just like you saw in Perica and the other places, is a repeat here. All right. So, well, there's a solid. There's a lot of money spent here.
Yeah, a lot of money spent here.
A lot of money. Wow. And they don't do nothing for this community. Nothing.
They don't do
no road.
Nothing.
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 Down here?
Yes.
Yes. And there's a young man putting up his home. Trying to do something. Look all over here. So let me give a view and then we're going to stop right there and you can hear from the residents what right?
Show them while the man was a captain.
So I'm here. Who's the Prime Minister's sub-office?
Mr. Fool. Look, he was the right of the way as him top. They're not traveling though.
Okay.
And those are lands that the bully people have taken.
Yeah,
over here. Yeah. The bully people and take this stuff?
Yeah. There were 7 house lots.
7 house lots.
There were 7 or 8, yeah. And even trying to get more now.
Oh, so the bully people take this and give their supporters.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
red roof?
Yeah, the red roof house.
Oh, his name is what? Mr. Pool as in swimming pool?
Cool, C-O-O-L.
Oh, cool. Sorry, okay.
Black Prime Minister Officer Base Road.
And it's been said, these land that were bullied
This is Prime Minister.
was resold for as much as $1 million to overseas people.
What?
People, $1 million.
They even build a house on the roadway.
They built a house on the road?
Yeah, there's the roadway here. There's a house on the roadway.
You see? I'm going to go around.
Antoine and them, these people,
Uh-huh.
the house on the road.
And they got another one built
They
too.
can't build on a house lot and they're building on the road, buddy.
Well, we can see because I got the energy to walk. I got the energy, so the people there, they hear their concern. Listen, man, you know the other morning I was outside. You look over here, right? Where the people come, look at the foundation, hold up, and put this no trespassing sign for these people, these persons here. But hold on, and over here, is school. So they Babwai and they want these land with the gun take away and give their people their say.
Exactly.
Oh,
You don't put your foundation over here. Then they put up no trespassing.
come girl, who got your foundation here?
This girl,
Who?
she foundation.
You?
Yeah.
Young people, young girl, like you set your foundation.
28
So
years into marriage, 28.
28 years you live here. And what you want to say today?
All I'm asking is for them to just, allow us to do what we have to do. We live here for a very, very long time and we're working very hard. I'm a single parent. I have a 2-year-old daughter and I need my land. I need to move out to my mother's house. Yes.
Yeah?
I understand. You need to come and let me know where now. Come and move the fence because it's not theirs.
So when they come and put this Babwai, this fence.
Day before yesterday.
Okay.
Day before yesterday.
Yes, we do rugged, hurry.
Okay.
And they put camera on, just security here so when we come.
Oh, they got security?
Private security.
Private AGM?
But I talked to the guys, they said they just provide the security.
No, but so over here, I want the viewers around the world to understand. Look where I'm at, right? Look over this side where they put this fence. Hold me. This is the road. So over the road here. All over here is legal.
So that's it. So over here is illegal.
A minister representative here? Okay. Sub office 4? Okay.
Stopping me from there and what?
Some of these land was bullied from people, and this
You
was
talk.
considered have
So over here said the bully people for this land.
some of these lands was bullied, yeah. Some of them go far.
They come here people land and they go bail on it.
They go and build on it, yeah.
Yeah, nobody
That's what
do.
they
They
do.
come here poor people land and they go
Yeah,
bail
yeah.
on it. Nobody did. These youths say so.
Hold on, you were living where?
I was building here,
Right here.
and they bully here because I was working out, so I didn't have the time to come.
And
They take up space.
so you were living here, they move you
Yes, I got moved from here.
and put somebody else. They put their supporter.
Yes,
The Prime Minister sub office, yes, eh?
yes.
So this is the sub office. Here's what story is this?
Yep, there you have it, folks. There you have it. I told you some of these issues, when taken together, may not look like much. It's just another issue. But when you look at them together, then you see that picture start to emerge. Right? Now it's you to tell us who is the PPP. Look what's happening at Chinese land in Esenero. Look what's happening at Hillfoot. Look what's happening here at Chumeri North. Ayomi Draka. This is Chumeri North now. Look what's happening. Success. Issues there still unresolved. But now the brutality, the inhumaneness seem to be stepping up. What's next? Concentration camps, gas chambers. What's next? What are we seeing here, folks? I want to leave it there. But there's another example of if we had a good drone to get a good sense of the landscape you're dealing with there, the piece of real estate. I'm certain it's a huge chunk of land they're trying to carve up. Absolutely certain. It's a huge chunk of land. How many houses are there? Where is it in relation to the airport? we had a good drone. We could use that to give you guys a sense of what we're talking about. But I want to thank Simona Brooms, and I want to thank Laura Lean and all the other folks, you know, out here raising these issues. Right? We got to go like the indigenous people did, beyond our local courts, because they ain't getting redressed there. We got to go beyond that. Right? Because this PPP, they're acting with impunity like they have immunity, as I heard a brother say. They're acting with impunity. You can imagine you give them another term. They install themselves another term where we are as a people. Can you imagine that? I don't even want to fathom it. I don't even want to fathom that day and that hour. I don't want to fathom it. If they go back, could you imagine? They had a one-seat majority, and they believe that like this mayor that had a blowout election and they win everything. You can imagine if they win every seat. I understand now. And Mr. Norton said, we can contest in our strongholds for local government. We ain't giving them no walkover. You can imagine if they win everything. Huh? Folks, we got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. Right? We got a lot of work to do. We got to be literal boots on the ground. We got to push back. You see, we got to get civil disobedience by non-violent means. We got a lot of work to do. We want to keep you guys informed with valid, credible information. And before we go, we want to encourage you folks, again, right? Not to miss the moment, to say thanks for joining our live broadcast in the hundreds. Thank you so much for that. And to take a second to partner with us as well. As we move forward, we want to bring you guys valid and credible information. I know what's happening. How we get out of that? No easy day, folks. No easy day. We want to keep bringing you guys valid and credible information. So as you go, we want you guys to consider partnering with us so we can procure a drone. We want to bring you guys more content, more footage of the stories we're covering, sometimes from a unique angle. Sometimes it's difficult to access some places to bring you guys what's going on in the 592. Right? But I believe that we can do this. We're just under the halfway mark. We're just under the halfway mark. Folks, all our usual platforms to contribute to remain active. Those of you who have a credit card, you have a debit card, we can send you a link if you hit us up on WhatsApp and you're able to contribute. We're not telling you how much. You know, if we get a call from a good benefactor, I can cover the whole thing. How much is it? I'm gonna write you a check. I'm gonna write you a check. And if you're in the US, we can cash the check too. You don't let it be a bother. We can cash the check too. Easy story. Right? You only need to send us a photograph of it. We can cash it, you don't work. You have a debit card, you have a credit card. We can send you a link and you can contribute to this enterprise. Thank you so much, folks. That's going to do it for us at this end. Thanks for joining our broadcast this morning. Have a great day and continue to be vigilant. Let us continue to be vigilant. You got to watch them. Thanks for joining us, folks. Have a great day. Until our next broadcast. Stay safe. Good to see so many of you on the live this morning. Karen Gittins, Naomi Drucker, Yvette Granham, Fidel Albert, Pierre Lecoq, Charlene Juicy Tendry is here as well. Good to see you. Debbie Collins, Rihanna Mingo, Out Front Pots is here as well. I see Siobhan McDonald, Yvette. Good to have you. Heaven Faith, how you all doing? Go ahead and have a fantastic day, folks. Wherever you're joining us from. Have a great day. Until, as we say,